Okay, so today we're going to take the optical density of DNA to determine the concentration of our sample. So first we're going to have to prepare a blank by taking the solution, the elution buffer that you purified your DNA in. So what I'm going to do is fill a cuvette with 300 microliters of the blank elution buffer. And this will give the machine a reference point for which to compare the new sample of DNA that we're testing. Alright, so now I'm going to prepare the cuvette containing our sample. So if this is our elution buffer and this is a sample, what I want to do is take a dilution, that way we save some of our DNA sample. So I'm going to do a 1:17 dilution because I found that that allows for a good reading on the machine as well as saving a lot of the DNA that we have in our sample. So I'm going to first add 17 microliters of the DNA to the cuvette, and then I'm going to dilute that in the elution buffer. So I'm going to bring it up to 300 by adding 283 microliters. And this way we save a lot of that DNA and get a good reading. Alright. Once you do that, we want to mix it up. So I'm going to take a piece of parafilm, put it over on top of the cuvette, like that. Shake it up a few times to make sure we're all good and mixed. Alright, so coming over to this machine, we first want to select nucleic acid test, because we're going to be measuring the concentration of the DNA. So we'll press enter there. We want this DNA RNA 260, 280. That gives the wavelength of the nucleic acids that we're trying to measure. So I'll press enter there and then run test. So the machine's going to calibrate and make sure that it's all set up properly to measure the samples. Alright, so now we're ready to insert our samples. And first, before we add them, it's always good to take a Kim wipe and wipe down the edges here. That way we make sure there's no oil or grease on the sides of the tubes. So we've got the blank. We want to insert that in the slot that says B. You can see it in there. We'll go ahead and slide that in so it's nice and snug. Same thing with our sample. Gonna put that in sample slot 1. Alright. Close the lid and press enter to measure our sample's concentration. So we'll run through, nice. And we get a bunch of different numbers here, but what we're looking for is a concentration. And because we diluted the sample, we'll have to multiply by the dilution factor of 17. So the reading we get out here will multiply by 17, giving us the concentration of DNA in the sample. So this is just water. Those numbers aren't really meaning anything, but that's how you take the concentration of your DNA. Thank you.